Well, hello and a very warm welcome to Daily Dispatch, a show that gives you all the latest news and updates from the digital ecosystem. I'm Priya Sheth. Thank you very much for logging in. Time now to get you all the top news stories that we've been tracking for you this evening. Well, first up, the Securities and Exchange Board of India has brought yet another relief to alternative investment funds or AIFs by doubling their overall limit for overseas investments. Now, in consultation with the Reserve Bank of India, the market regulator has now doubled the permitted limit to invest overseas from $750 million to $1,500 million. Well, moving on to the second headline of the day, online higher education company Upgrad has acquired Bengaluru-based video-enabled learning solutions provider Impartis for 150 crore rupees. Upgrad will deploy the money from its recent $120 million fund raised from Singapore-based global investment company Temasek to fund this acquisition. Well, reports suggest that early-stage venture capital firm Bloom Ventures is planning to launch its fourth and largest yet fund of $120 to $150 million a year and a half after it raised its third fund in 2019. Sources indicated that the new fund has already received soft commitments of almost 50% of the fund. Well, moving on to the final headline of the day, in a bid to reduce dependence on imports, a group of small and medium Indian technology companies and a defense PSU have joined hands to manufacture oxygen concentrators based on an open source design project Marut. Commercial rollout of the product is expected by the third week of June. Well, moving on to our second segment, I have with me someone who has been helping small mom and pop shops across the board to get online. I have with me Sumit Shah from Dukaan. Thank you very much, Sumit, for joining us today on the Daily Dispatch. I want to begin by asking you what your growth has been in 2020, considering that you just launched into the market in 2020 and you already have about 3.5 million customers.
So we started in the first lockdown during peak of the lockdown, and the idea was simple. That let's launch one platform which is easy enough for normal SMEs or small business owners to understand, so that they can just upload their whole inventory and get the link which they can spread across their customers, and they can generate some sort of business from there. So it started as a simple platform, then we kept adding more and more features which can help all these merchants on different fronts, such as collecting the online payments and fulfilling the orders and so on. So yeah, that's how the whole platform has evolved in last 1 year. So we have seen a response from people across different segments, and the way you upload all your products is different for different industries, right? For example, in case of fashion, you would want more pictures of the product, versus in case of grocery, you just want one standard picture of the product and so on. So that's what we've been focusing on for the last 1 year, the cataloging tech and rest of the additional things.
Give us an indication as to how many merchants are there from the FMCG side, how many from the apparel side. What is the kind of breakup that you have on your platform?
So the biggest traction that we are seeing is from grocery, of course, and followed by the restaurant space, and then people who are selling fruits and vegetables, so on. So there is not even single category which contributes, the major chunk. We have so many different categories.
Right. In terms of the growth going forward, I do understand that you all are, exploring different interesting models, like integrating even delivery on the platform. So what's going to be the roadmap going forward in 2021?
So roadmap as in terms of number of sellers, we are aiming to get somewhere around 20 million merchants on the platform. And based upon different cohorts, right? For example, a lot of FMCG brands have also started using Dukaan, and who wants more sophisticated features, right? For example, the live inventory tracking and the fulfillment part. So we'll just keep adding the features, and we'll keep expanding the scope of product. For example, we were live on just Android platform, but now we are across Android, iOS, and we recently launched our web version as well.
Right. In terms of the kind of traction going forward, considering that there are so many competitors out there in the market, assisting, small mom and pop shops as well as smaller businesses to go online. How do you expect the market to really evolve, considering that we're in the second wave of the pandemic as we speak?
See, different people have their different ways of how exactly they're going to tap this segment. We just want to be focused on the e-commerce part and make everything pretty simple. and so far like it's going good, I think. So irrespective of like what competitors are doing, like our focus is clear that like this is what we want to do, and like this is on which front we want to help all these merchants.
In terms of expansion of your team as well as capabilities, do you have something in mind in terms of how large you'd like to build your team, considering that you are looking at onboarding 20 million merchants as we speak?
See, like our team size was like less than 35 until like last month. This month we have added like 25, 30 people more. And majority of the people that we are hiring like are like from tech or the marketing background. So yeah, we want to like keep the team like as lean as possible, since the strategy that we are following for getting all these merchants onboarded is like pure digital. We don't want to like go on the ground and like explain somebody like how exactly this platform works and like how exactly it's going to add value. So yeah, digital first is the strategy, and we are of course like going to invest like heavily on the tech side.
You're talking about investments. What is the kind of funds that you'd like to pump in? And will you also be looking at external avenues of funding, considering you have an aggressive expansion that's been planned?
So like there is like crazy interest for the next round of funding, and we are still like evaluating like different options about like how do we go about like fundraising.
So is there some ballpark as to how much are you looking at raising? And, in terms of investment into the market also, what is the kind of strategy out there?
So 25 to 40 million is like something what we are like planning to raise for the next round.
And this investment will be mainly to grow the core team and expand offerings, or will you also be looking at expanding PIN codes, getting better servicing across the country?
So see, like our service is not limited for the PIN code and everything, right? Like whatever additional partnerships that we are doing, like for instance, we did the partnership with ShipRocket and Dunzo a couple of weeks back. So yeah, I don't think like we have like any restrictions on the geography, and yeah, the only thing which will grow is like like just different features and offerings across like multiple platforms.
Give us a sense of the kind of features and offerings that you'd like to expand to, considering that one is you're integrating delivery, which will be an additional stream of revenue for you as well on the platform. What else in terms of features are you looking at adding onto the platform?
The live inventory tracking is like something which a lot of people are asking, and the fulfillment of the logistic part itself, it's huge, right? Like for example, if you go to like second tier or like third tier city, you wouldn't find like a lot of established players over there. So what we have to do right now is like find out like different logistics players across like multiple geographies and like provide the integration with them on Dukaan, so that like like seller will have like multiple options about like which delivery partner he want to choose. Like we don't want to enforce something, we just want to give like more and more options for the seller.
Will you also be introducing payment related features on the platform, or is it already integrated?
It is already integrated. We partnered with Cashfree, and we allow merchants to accept the payments through UPI or maybe debit cards, credit cards, or even the wallets. So that's working like pretty good, and I think like the payment stack for India is like already sorted. So we don't want to reinvent the wheel.
And will you be also looking at international expansion?
Yeah. So we started trying the same product in like 5 different countries at this point of time, and just trying to understand like what kind of like cohorts we see over there, and based upon like how is the output, we'll try to expand Dukaan in like rest of the countries as well.
When you talk about absolute revenues, what is the kind of revenue targets that you're working with for FY22? And also in terms of profitability, I do understand that lots of businesses are looking at breaking even, and considering that right now this is something that's really hot, which everybody wants to implement. What is the kind of roadmap to profitability that you're looking at?
So I think by the end of this year, like we are planning to touch like at least $5 million in ARR. However, like I don't think like we should be going like too much aggressive or like focus too much on like making the revenue, because right now it's difficult time for like all these small mom and pop stores and small SMEs. So we don't want to like start asking money right now before like they understand how exactly the basic e-commerce works and everything. So right now the focus is changing the behavior of all these SMEs, and the monetization part, I think that can be done later in the future. However, like we are already doing like some sort of experiments on the monetization part. Like for instance, on the desktop web which we launched, we already started charging like 5,000 rupees per year for the sellers, and like a lot of people have already started paying for the same.
So the revenue stream, as I understand right now, is primarily through the desktop as well as subscriptions on the app, or how is it?
Subscription on the desktop, free of cost. Like everything remains free on the app side.
All right, Sumit. We wish you all the very best with your journey going forward, and we hope that you will scale to heights and achieve the kind of fundraising that you've planned. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Priya.
Well, time now to wrap up this edition of the Daily Dispatch. I'll catch you tomorrow at 5 p.m. Goodbye and stay safe.